would have been like, oh, cool, older me. Like, great. I just don't think so. What about you?
Right. Yeah. No, definitely, yeah, that would be a little weird. Like, would you be able to accept that and be like, okay, yeah, this is my old self. Yeah, the older
No.
me. No.
No, you'd be like,
It'd be a
I'm
little
clearly
scary.
insane.
Right.
Like, I am now mentally ill and someone should tend to
Right.
me.
Yeah, and then I'd definitely be like, you know what, this is definitely one of those movies where there's alternate realities and universes and all that, right? Like it would have been like I
Yeah.
would have been freaking me out a little. But yeah.
I also had my next thing was I want to go to Moore Island. The island was beautiful.
It
So
was
something for
beautiful.
the scenery. Whoever shot it did a beautiful job. It was really, really nice.
You know what? The part that kind of started making it better for me was when she introduced herself as Ray Romano.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was like, did she just say she was Ray Romano?
Ray
Of all
Romano.
people, Ray Romano.
What's your name? Ray Romano.
Right?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And then her mom was talking to her about something. I'm like, so her mom was like, oh, the weather, and she was talking to her about the weather, and it made me realize my own mom is obsessed with the weather. And I'm just feeling, is that a thing that happens? Like when you get older, at a certain point, you are obsessed with the weather? Because like right now, I don't ever look at the weather. Like, I mean, granted, we live in Southern California, so
Yeah.
I don't expect the weather to be anything other than what it is almost every day. So it's a surprise when like, oh my gosh, it's raining today.
I mean, neither of my parents check the weather.
But my mom is obsessed with the weather. So I feel like sometimes, sorry, Mom. But when it comes along, I'm just like, is that a sign that you're getting old? Like
When
all
you
of a
start talking
sudden,
about the weather a lot?
when you start talking about the weather, you're going to be like, oh, wait, hold on. I'm an old person now.
Yeah, maybe. But my family doesn't do that and they're old.
Okay. So it's just mine. Thanks.
The other thing is the whole tripping montage, the second one was, I thought, amazing. Like, I felt like I was tripping. Like, she was, like, talking to her friend Ro, and then all of a sudden the guy was there, and then all of a sudden she was Justin Bieber, which was, like, the best. Right. I have to say, I am so not into that kind of thing, but I thought the Justin Bieber skit was hilarious. However, I have to ask you a question. Did Justin Bieber, like, do that to girls where he'd sit, like, a random fan down and give them a rose and then be like, you're no longer single? Like, that was so fucking weird. And I was like,
weird.
I kind of was grossed out. I was like, I don't think you could do, I don't think that's, like, me too.
I don't
think a musician or pop star or whatever is allowed to take you on stage and sit you down and give you a rose and, like, caress your arm while they're singing to you.
I mean, I would let Justin Bieber.
Well, you would, but I think that's like very My Chewy.
Right. I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like
before Me Too. I don't know.
Right. Also,
it was weird.
Before you found out who Chad really was or what happened to Chad, did you know right away what was good? Like what?
Yes.
Why she was winning? Because I didn't. I kind of felt for a minute. I was like, "Is Chad a rapist?"
No, I knew he was gonna die. I knew that was the kind of pain. I knew it.
I kind of felt like at first though I didn't see that, and I was thinking, and I wrote that down. I literally thought he was going to be a rapist, and you know what I mean, like trying to avoid that. And I thought maybe it would take not a dark turn, but like more of a like
No, I knew he was going to break her heart by dying. Did you think Chad was hot?
I thought Chad was a good-looking guy, and I thought he was like really interesting and sweet and stuff like that.
I loved him so much. I wish they didn't name him Chad.
And the one conversation they had where they were talking about
the hanging Chad.
The hanging Chad. Our nightmare all began with the hanging Chad. Yeah, and I also wrote down too the last thing you did as a kid. Remember he was talking about that where he was like, do you remember this or those? And I was thinking about that and I was like, how many times did you have something like really cool and fun with your friends as a kid? And you just kind of like you said, you went to bed and you never knew you weren't going to do it again. And I thought, wow.
When the mom said that about the rocking her baby, and in all fairness, I have a daughter and she turned 4 literally the next morning after we watched this. When the mom was talking about rocking the baby, I lost it. I was just like, oh my God. Like, that's so,
Right.
It was really,
yeah, it makes you think like about life, and definitely it's so true. When you get older, it seems like life becomes faster.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
It really does. It feels like things are going way faster than they ever were. Because it's like, oh, boom, boom. All of a sudden I'm 50. And I'm like, how?
You know, it's interesting. So I guess I didn't like the movie even through the Justin Bieber part, because that Justin Bieber note says, this whole tripping montage is amazing. Like, am I tripping? This movie is really bad, right?
I don't think it was a great movie. Like, I don't think overall it was like, oh my God, this was amazing. But I think from what it made you think and what it made you feel, it was good. That's why I would give it a thumbs up. But overall, like, the whole Justin Bieber thing to me was like felt a little out of place, and it was too long.
Oh, it was way too long. I
Yeah.
feel like that was just a self-indulgent thing that someone wanted to do
Right.
that dance. Which...
And I kept thinking to myself, is this really what it's like on shrooms? And if so, then can I take them and can I be Dolly Parton instead of Justin Bieber? I did write that down.
Okay, that's really an awesome thought. You don't get to choose who you're going to be, because like you could go into it thinking you're going to be Dolly Parton, and you could end up being
Loretta Lynn, coal miner's daughter.
Yeah. That's what I was going back. So you don't really get to choose. I will say, the last time I ever did mushrooms, I ended up in a shower, not with the shower on, but in a shower crying because I missed my dog. So, you know, you never get to...
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
But like 2 seconds later, I was laughing about something. You never really know what's going to happen. And also, I like really loved my dog.
Yeah, I love my dog, but I don't need to go relive that pain.
I was actually celebrating a birthday in Palm Springs during that.
Oh.
And I chose not to bring my dog because he was old and it was hot. And then during my trip, I really regretted it and started crying, and I thought he was going to hate me.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, mushrooms.
He probably wasn't thrilled with you, but
mushrooms aren't great.
Probably didn't hate you.
I'm clearly going through something in life, because I have 2 notes that say, safety and freedom. That's what I want. I miss being young and dumb. So...
I mean, I do think there's something about like when you have those experiences of life and you're young and you're going to experience that, the thrill of doing something new, the thrill of that, because I feel like that thrill is changed as you've gotten older, right? You have more responsibilities, you have more people relying on you, so you can't be as carefree, like, right?
Sucks.
Like if you're at work, and Sheila from HR, don't fire me. If you're at work and you're having like, you know, whatever, and you wanted to just quit that job, you could walk out and everything was fine, right? Because you had your parents, you had life to rely on. It wasn't a big deal. And now it'd be like, I couldn't do that, right? Like you have to find another job before you do that. Life changes. And I feel like as you get older, it changes your perspective, and it also changes your responsibilities. You have a lot more to think about.
I remember why I put the safety and freedom thing. So I thought there were 2 things in this movie that I thought were the most amazing lines written in this movie. The first was that she described true love as safety and freedom. And I was like, that literally sums it up. You are completely safe with this person. And you also have freedom to be you. Like, it was just, I don't know. I think that is honestly the definition of true love. So Megan Park wrote this, and I think that's spot on. Yeah. The second thing that I thought, and this is where I really started like crying hard. Aubrey Plaza, so the older Elliot, leaves a message for the younger Elliot at the end of the movie, telling her like, go do what you want. You should fall in love. You should whatever. But she also says, okay, I love you. And then like, I think bye or whatever. I so wish I could go back to that teenage me who was so nervous about like, do I look okay? Am I okay? Am I fitting in? Am I doing that? You know, whatever. And just say, I love you. Like, you're great. That made me cry so much, because I was like, what an incredible gift to be that teenager and get to know that your older self is like, I love you.
Right.
Like that to me, I mean, shit, that's like years of therapy in a nutshell.
Right? It would make life a lot easier. But again, I go back to